Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the head elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule and teach well. Also want to give a shout out there to the hopeful lack, to Yahawashi. If you walk with who are sincere in this truth, as well as believers elsewhere, not just believers, but doers as well. And again, to you, I'd like to say shalom. All right, this is just going to be another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. And like always, Lord, when this lesson is edifying. But getting straight into it, man, as you can see the title of this one. All right, let's talk about Isaiah 4:1. As we know, this is another major prophecy that is soon coming to pass, as well as if you pay attention to, certain social media apps or whatever, you see a lot of our women are really crying out, okay, and you seeing the tables being turned, man. Okay, and now it's been noticed that the man is the actual prize, but it hasn't really hit at a major scale just yet to where it is, the majority of women are humble, but it soon's going to hit, man. All right, as you see prophecy, like I said, prophecy is going to unfold more and more. Okay, the increase of humility is going to come upon you people, man. Okay, but again, going into the main prophecy that we mentioned as far as in this lesson. Okay, let's talk about Isaiah 4:1. As a matter of fact, we can start there in it. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, one man saying, we will eat our own bread and will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now you have some false prophets that say this is going to happen in the kingdom, which totally doesn't make no sense. All right, because let's just point out the fact, when you go into that word reproach, it goes into shame. Okay, our women not going to have shame in the kingdom. All right, they're not going to have a reason to be really shameful in the kingdom, especially the ones that are delivered, okay, upon on this side. All right, because what they caught the first go round. Now you're gonna have 2/3 that's gonna have shame upon them, for not considering and hearkening unto the voice of the Lord in the day of troubles before those evils arose upon the planet Earth in the time of Esau ruling. But still, they're gonna be, confident as well because they're gonna be in the kingdom. And and they may just deal with a man of the Lord, you know what I mean? You see? But that's not talking about in the kingdom, man. That's talking about right now. Okay, because like we often, preach that terrible times are coming ahead. You see, a lot of our women, they're gonna seek refuge. All right, remember the scriptures speak about how a man shall be a hiding place from the wind and tempest. That's Isaiah 32. All right, which we may or may not get, may just quote it. But, our women, they're going to seek refuge, man, so that they may be kept from the said perils and so they won't be put in that shame far as like being humbled, okay? Because you have the time of famine, all right? Not only that, you're going to have these wild beasts, and I'm not even talking about the animals. I'm talking about the men, okay, going out throughout the earth, taking whatever. And women is going to be a main resource to take, man, to conquer, okay? But it's going to be a man of the Lord that's going to keep you from all of that. So that's why basically the women, in a nutshell, they're going to be like, we're not going to be a burden unto you. We got our own supply, we got whatever. Just let us have your protection, all right? Let us be covered, all right? And how they're going to be covered, again, they're going to have to basically, through marriage. All right? Through marriage. Now, you may have some older women being delivered too, and it doesn't necessarily have to be through marriage, but it's going to be, you may use them to teach the young women how to actually do things like, make bread out of flour or whatever. You're going to have older women being delivered like that too, man. Shit, you may be delivering families as well, too, man. Who knows? But the point is, the man of the Lord is going to be the prize in that day. Okay, and it's gonna be rare to come across a man of the Lord in that day, because a man of the Lord, the scriptures speak about, and forgive me because I'm a little all over the place, but the scriptures speak about how it's going to be a famine of the word as well. Well, when you consider a famine, it only means a scarce. It does not mean completely gone, only mean a scarcity or something. So when the word is and when there's been famine in the word, the only ones who's gonna obtain those words of Yahawashi is the men of the Lord and their households, man. But as for everyone else outside of that, outside the temple, they're gonna be lost. Okay, like the word we often go into is perplex. All right, a lot of our people are going to be in perplexity, man. Okay, but we coming into that time once again, circling back around to the point where 7 women, which 7 means a completion. All right, you may have 2 women, 1 woman. All right, 3 women. All right, 4 women, 5 women. Hell, 30. Who knows? At the end of the day, the Lord is going to give you the portion and the strength to, be able to govern that house, as well as the wisdom and knowledge, man, and understanding. Okay, and it's going to happen. Well, women is going to flock to, you Akia, man. All right, and they're going to be seeking protection, and you're going to have to say so. All right, say yay or nay unto them. All right, so like I said, this is prophecy, man. And it's all to benefit the kingdom of heaven at the end of the day. It ain't, because a lot of you people look at it as far as in a carnal way, man. Like, Jake just being in his lust. No, this is to benefit the kingdom of heaven. So it's going to start right now. All right, it's going to start right now on this side, man. You see? Matter of fact, the Lord said, let's get the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, "For I am the Lord, Yahawah, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed." And you considering, man, the scripture even tell you, if the Lord if it wasn't for the Lord being on our side, they would have utterly, basically destroyed us. Because if you consider, man, all the shit that this devil do, Esau, the shit he put in the food, the air, the water, you being overworked, bro. Honestly, man, it literally, if we wasn't the prince of the power, we'll be goddamn through, man. We'll be through, man. We'll literally be done. You see? But that's why the scripture said those days shall be shortened for the elect's sake. Because if this devil was to continue to rule, he already have an agenda. He want to exterminate the children of Israel, man. He want to really destroy you niggas. That's why he put the pork in your neighborhoods. He put the alcohol in your neighborhoods, which, ain't nothing wrong with strong drink. But Jake's so messed up in the head that Jake abuses it, bro. Jake abuses these things, man. Jake abuses these different drugs and alcohols, because of the society that Jake is in, this captivity, man. All right, he basically, this devil Esau, he set it up to where you could basically go into self-destruct mode. To where you're destroying yourself. Certain Jakes, to the point they take themselves out, by their own hands. And it ain't even got to be physically, you putting a rope around your neck and hanging yourself. No, it can be just by something, by the way of something you eat or consume, man. All right? It's just totally destroying you. You can have a slow death, man. But see, the Lord is for his people, man. And that even includes 2/3, because the Lord, what he's going to do is he's going to destroy you and bring you back in the kingdom. All right? But starting here on this side, for the elect, and guess what? You're going to be brought back through the loins of the elect, man. Okay? The Lord always often mentioned throughout the scriptures how the covenant he had with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And here it is, he's going to continue to hold that covenant, man, to put us in our own land. All right, so therefore what? We are not consumed. Okay? The Lord is upholding us. All right, but the point is, like I said, Salaki, I'm all over the place. But the point is, again, the Lord said, I change not. Remember what he told, in the beginning? Let me see, Genesis 1 and 28. It says, and Yahawah bahasham shall bless them. And Yahawah bahasham shall said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. So that's gonna take effect as well when the earth is when America is totally destroyed, man, and 2/3 of our people are taken out. Because remember, the Lord is only gonna save a remnant. Let's get that real quick. Where he said, yep, this is Isaiah 10 and 20, and it shall Salaka, 21. I'm gonna get the main point. It says Isaiah 10 and 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. Okay, here's my point right here, verse 22. It says, for though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. So only a remnant is going to return, man. And the Lord is going to deliver that remnant. And the Lord is going to still stand by that word, like, be fruitful and multiply. That's why it's necessary for Jake to deal with many women. Because, we often bring it out, how a woman, she can only have a baby like maybe once a year. We're not gonna, you're not gonna be able to replenish the earth in that quick process with that. No, man, we're gonna have to build the nation. And I'm gonna say this too. That's why we're gonna deal with those other nations too, man. All right, we're gonna deal with those other nations of women too, man. Cause it's about building the kingdom, bringing back the nation of Israel, man. That's what it's about. To hell, what you people think, and your puny human feelings. You know what I mean? Your emotions. Nah, man, this is about building the kingdom, baby. You see? That's what this is about. Being the greatest nation upon the planet Earth, man. And we're going to have wives and concubines, man, in that day. And in the kingdom, our wives, they're not going to stress about it. Because guess what? She going to be set up. She going to be set up. She going to be just fine, man. And she going to be above those other nation of women, man. You see? So she ain't going to have nothing to worry about. Because those other nations of women ain't nothing but spittle. Like, hey, Yahawashi, I was just saying, man, they ain't nothing but spittle, man. Don't get me wrong, Jake love them, you know what I mean? Those other nations, man, but hey, them don't give a fuck about them, man. It's about being over our enemy. Hey, conquering and devour, baby. That's what it's about, man. Being on top. Here it is. We been down low for so long. The Jake done totally forgotten their customs, forgotten their ways, man. But when we come back on top, man, all that is going to be played throughout the four corners of the earth, man. The laws of Yahawah is going to be pushed throughout the universe, man. You see? So it's much more to worry about than your emotions or what you feel. It's way bigger than you, man. Out there, man. Like I said, it's about ruling and dominion. Being the governing body upon the planet Earth, man. All right? So, yeah, it's going to happen, man. Okay? And I'm going to get this. This the book of Isaiah. Chapter 60 and verse 22. It says, let me see. It says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. The Lord will hasten it in his time. The Lord's going to make it quick, man. You already see how fruitful Jake is, man. And they ain't talking about Ephraim. Like, we know Ephraim fruitful, No other kingdom period really get down, man. They get down. But, we just see on a small scale, you see how fruitful Jake is. Jake got 5 baby mamas, maybe more. Then you got baby mama drama. Because Jake fruitful, man. You know what I mean? You have Jake, people telling them, hey, man, you better sit your tail down somewhere, man. You're having all these kids, and Jake don't listen, because Jake just fruitful, man. They are fruitful people, and that's the Lord within us, man. That lets you know we belong to Yahawashi. But again, it's only going to be a remnant that return in these times, man. All right. And the Lord is going to make a little one. It says a little one shall become 1,000 and a small one a strong nation. Okay. The one, a small one is going to become a strong nation, mighty. All right. And you got to consider us, we're going to, again, that remnant, we're going to be considered small, least amongst all the nations. But guess what? We're going to become a strong nation because that little one is going to become 1,000. It's going to come much more, man. Going to be so many Israelites upon the planet Earth, man. We're going to have to go outside the earth, that's kind of out there right there. But, the point is, we're going to rule, man. These other nations don't matter. They don't matter, man. We're just going to use them for what they're for, and we're going to continue to conquer and devour and rule upon the planet Earth, man. Lord will, we are that number. But we coming into those times, well, let's circle back around. Isaiah 4:1 is getting ready to take effect. Let's read it again. This is Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will not eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So that's coming, Akim. So just be patient. Even talking to myself, first and foremost, man, it's coming. Hey, these women, they going to get order, man. They going to get in order, and they going to be willing to do whatever, man, to be delivered, man. It's coming. All right? You women just hope you part of that lot, man, that you get accepted. All right? But yeah, I'm going to end it off with that, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I'd like to say, Shalom.